the unshakable ones. 5 true Stoic stories that define strength. In every age, there are men who refuse to be broken, men who find peace in pain, strength in loss, and freedom in discipline. They are the Stoics, warriors of the mind. Their stories remind us that while we cannot control life, we can always control ourselves. Story 1. Epictetus, the slave who found freedom. Within born a slave, Epictetus owned nothing, not even his body. When his cruel master twisted his leg until it snapped, he said calmly, "If you continue, you will break it." The master broke it, and Epictetus whispered, "Did I not tell you?" Years later, he became one of the greatest philosophers in Rome. He taught the world, you may not control events, but you can always control your response. That is where true freedom begins. Story 2. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who stayed humble. Atop the greatest empire the world had ever seen sat Marcus Aurelius, an emperor, yet also a philosopher. Surrounded by wars, disease, and betrayal, he opened his journal each night and wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one, he slept on a hard bed, lived simply, and ruled not with pride, but with wisdom. Power tested his soul, but humility protected it." Story 3. Seneca, peace at the door of death. When the Emperor Nero ordered him to die, Seneca didn't panic. He gathered his friends and said, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears." As he calmly opened his veins, he spoke of virtue and reason. Even in death, he showed that philosophy is not about words. It's about how you face your final moment. Story 4. Cato the Younger, the man who refused to kneel. When Julius Caesar took power, Cato refused to live under tyranny. He was offered safety and riches, if he would only bow. But Cato chose death over slavery. Before taking his own life, he said, "I was born to be free." To this day, his name stands for moral courage, a reminder that sometimes resistance itself is victory. Story 5. Cleanthes, the water carrier of wisdom. Before he became a philosopher, Cleanthes worked all night hauling water just to pay for his lessons. People mocked his poverty, but he smiled and said, "I am watering my own soul." Years later, he led the Stoic school in Athens. His life taught one lesson: discipline beats comfort. Effort builds greatness. 5 men, a slave, an emperor, a statesman, a teacher, and a laborer. Different lives, but one truth: you can lose everything and still win, if you never lose yourself. Because Stoicism isn't about feeling nothing. It's about feeling everything and still choosing peace.